Bonjour, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks. This is on YouTube and it's episode number 13. So I wanted to go over um, UFC London, which is happening tomorrow. 14 fights on the main card, 14 fights on the card, 6 on the main card, 8 in the prelims. It's going to be an early start, 9 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time for the prelims, and 12 o'clock in the afternoon for the main card. I want to give my predictions. Let's start with the main event. Get right into it. You have the 16-3 Curtis Blaze going against the 12-2 Tom Aspinall. Aspinall is the favorite in this one, slight favorite. Aspinall 12-2, Curtis Blaze 16-3. Should be a really good fight. I have a feeling this will not go all 5 rounds. This will actually be done probably within 3 rounds. I have Tom Aspinall winning this one by, let's say, submission. The fight that's the co-main event. I'm actually rewatching the Chargers and Raiders game week 18 from the 2021 season. It was the winner take all game. It's still pretty exciting to watch, even though the Chargers lost, but I still see that play where his pass interference was called on the Chargers, yet the receiver was in the middle of the end zone when it was called. And the next play after led to a touchdown. Oh well, it is what it is, right? Yeah. So the co-main event is Jack Hermanson, the Joker. He's 22-7. He's going up against Chris Curtis, who is 29-8. It should be a good fight, actually. Hermanson, he was starting to get on a groove. He was starting to climb up there in the middleweight division, but he his rise might have stalled just a little bit. They do have Curtis as a slight favorite in this one, and wow, 4th and 21. Chargers needed to get 21 yards, but there's time running out in the game, and Justin Herbert just threw a laser to get a touchdown to get it to what was it, 29-22. It's amazing what Justin Herbert can do with the football. Who knows? He might actually be the dark horse to win the MVP of the 2022 season. So, anyways, this one's a hard one to pick. Curtis and Hermanson. I am gonna pick. This is hard. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Hermanson. There's a good chance Curtis might actually win this fight, but I'm gonna pick Hermanson for the purpose of this prediction. The fight before that one should be a good one. You have a rising star and Paddy Pimblett, Paddy the Baddie. He is the favorite going into this fight against Jordan Levitt. Paddy the Baddie is 18-3. He's the favorite in this one. Levitt is 10-1. Um, I think in the last fight you might have seen some holes in Pinlet's game, and he is starting to get really cocky. And I did see some face-to-face interactions with Levitt, and I think it was also the weigh-ins. And Pinlet did a handshake fake or something on stage. I guess that's quick hands. Um, and I think Patty the Batty also tried to moon the crowd during weigh-ins. Yeah, I can't unsee that. Um, uh, hmm, this one's kind of hard to pick, but you know, um, I'm gonna go with Patty the Batty one more time here. He's gonna win and beat Levitt. So the next fight before that, you have a light heavyweight battle between Krylov, who's 27-9. He's the favorite, going up against Alexander Gustafsson, 18-7. He's the underdog. It's been some years since Alexander Gustafsson had actually fought, and the last time I remembered he fought, I think he lost to what was his name? Anthony Anthony Smith. Yeah. Um, I am really hoping Gustafsson wins this one. I have seen some of Krylov's fights, but this is a tough one to call. And if I had to choose one, let's go with Alex Gustafsson. He might still have something left in the tank. That's kind of going on a limb there, but he's one of the great vets of his time. You have the women's flyweight division. Before that one, it's Molly McCann going against, I think her name is Hannah Goldie. Hannah Goldie is 6-2, but she's the heavy underdog. You got Molly Meatball McCann, 12-4. She's the heavy favorite, and this one's an easy one for me. I'm picking Molly McCann to win this one. Ooh, okay. So the fight before that is actually the start of the main card. We have Paul Craig, the slight underdog, 16-4-1. He's going up against Ozdemir. He is the slight favorite in this one. He is 17-6. Should be a good fight, back and forth. I have a feeling that Ozdemir might get a lot of striking in, but I have a feeling that Paul Craig is going to pull out a submission win in this one. So I have Paul Craig winning that fight. So before that, we have the featured prelim. You have 11-1 Jones. He's the heavy favorite going up against the 18-4 Klein, the underdog. This is a lightweight fight, and you know what? I'm gonna pick Jones to win this one. We have another lightweight fight before that. You have Daya Kiasi, 15-5. He is the favorite in this one. Going against the underdog, had Zovic, 14-6. My Lakers cap looks pretty good, guys. Let's see. You know what? I think I'm gonna still pick Daikiasi. I'm guessing that's going to be an early finish somehow. So before that fight, we do have a featherweight fight. Wood, heavy favorite, 17-5, going up against the heavy underdog, Rosa, at 14-7. I'm picking Wood to win this one. I have a feeling it's gonna end up being probably early finish in this one. Before that fight, we have another featherweight fight. We have Amir Khani, 17-7. He's a slight underdog in this one. He'll be going up against a slight favorite, Pierce. Looking at the stats here, I've had to make a choice. I'll go with Amir Khani in this one. Slight upset. Huh. So exciting to watch Chargers and Raiders play each other. Okay. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So we have a flyweight fight. Before that, you have the heavy favorite, Molkaev. He's 7-0. He's going up against Charles Johnson, who's 11-2, heavy underdog. I have a feeling Molkaev will finish Johnson in this fight, but it might actually be pretty explosive. Actually, fireworks from opening bell to the finish. But yeah, I have Molkaev probably finishing Charles Johnson this one. And then before that, we have Jai Herbert, 11-4. He is the favorite in this one, going up against the 13-4 Nelson, the underdog. This one should be a good one. Well, I am gonna pick Nelson to win this one over Herbert. So before that fight, we have a flyweight fight. You got the slight favorite Bomb, 7-1, going up against the even money 8-5 Leonardo. This one's gonna be. I would have picked Bomb because she has that reach advantage, and but I have a feeling that Leonardo might make this a really hard fight. And given how the odds are being placed here for this fight, even though the 8-5 is kind of misleading based off of this odds, this will go to decision. But I'm gonna pick Bomb to win this fight. I could be wrong with that. Now, for the first fight of the day, this is the opener to the prelims. It's a welterweight fight, and you have Silva 14-3, slight underdog in this fight. He's going up against Dalby 19-4. No, I'm picking Dalby to win this fight. So those are my picks, guys. Make some money off of my picks. Tune in. Early start, 9 a.m. They're gonna be in London. And then you want to watch the main card. Okay. Checking some IG reels and stories. So I wanted to switch over to doing some reviews of comedy shows that I've been to lately. Last time you remembered, I had um, I had gone to a secret comedy show. It was a fun one. It was Don't Tell. It was at the Alesmith in Miramar. Got to see Noah Copford. Got to see Ashley Johnson. Got to see Torio Van Grohl. Got to see Natasha Collier. There was Josh Waldron. So overall, I did mention that it was funny, really funny, top to bottom, except for maybe one comic. She was a female. Um, she was kind of funny, but um, I guess the term is dry humor. So um, I don't know. She had some good material, but I don't I don't remember the crowd being too receptive to her. But I remember a lot of laughs for Natasha Collier. It was super funny. She said she was from her parents are from her mom was from Vietnam, and her dad was, I guess, um, I guess he was something else, not Vietnamese. And I think she talked about Natasha talked about her grandmother being racist. But she was kind of funny. Uh, I mean, she was funny from beginning to end. Maybe minus a couple jokes, but still funny. Hey, right now it's 90 seconds to go in the game. Chargers are down 29-22. They're on the 33-yard line. So, I mean, what's going to happen is that Justin Herbert's going to end up with a game time touchdown throw before the end of regulation here. So, it's still pretty exciting. Dang. Okay. So, yeah, Natasha was pretty funny. I think I might have mentioned that last time. And then we moved on to Ashley Johnson, super funny guy. Um, he was talking about, you know, he's doing his contribution of spreading what was it, pornography magazines at children's programs to help them, mature faster so they know what's out there in the real world. So you know, young boys or girls, realize what's going to happen when they get older. So, you know, you can never have education too early, I guess. But yeah, he was super cool. I remember he had a joke where um he would like to go on walks and to, you know, okay. Um yeah, he said that he was going um to, I guess, like the park or the forest, walking. And then he also talked about how, you know, dating advice where if you want to meet chicks, um, you know, have a puppy or a dog with you when you walk. And then he goes after that saying, well, there's no person on earth is ever gonna want to approach me with a puppy in the forest. So uh, That was funny. That was super funny from him. I remember that this joke from his stand up. And then you got Torio. It's amazing that there's still slight ambiguity about whether you consider a quarterback throwing the ball, but it's an incomplete pass, or you can start saying that it's going to be a fumble. I don't know, anybody will still argue about that whole tuck rule thing with Brady and um, what was his name? Who's the Raider that was complaining about it? Um, yeah, you know, I don't remember his name, but they just did a what was it, a 30 for 30 segment with Brady and the guy from the Raiders, how they're buddies, but they are telling their tale about what happened from that incomplete pass or fumble in the Patriots Raiders game of 2001, was it? So it was like late January 2001 or something, from what I remembered. But yeah, um, I remembered Torio Mangrel saying how he had a job where he used to start out as a bartender, but he needed to be a waiter first. And you remember this one female customer, um, she ordered a affogato, and he thought that she said avocado. And it's one of those jobs where like you kind of don't care as much. And it was got really funny because like he's in the back kitchen cutting up a avocado and he brought it out to the lady. And um the lady was like, no, that's not what I ordered. And then he realized what an avocado was, which was a like a fancy coffee espresso that you would have for dessert. So I guess he went back, and because he just brought out a normal coffee, and I guess well, uh, the lady didn't want it or something, and he ended by saying that, well, it's a win-win for him because he has free coffee and an avocado because of it. So yeah, that was pretty funny. And then you got um uh you get the headliner, um Noah Culper. um so I remember him talking about, and I was actually a part of this too. He actually talked about that he works for Grubhub, and he asked for um, and I raised of hands as to anyone else who works in the food delivery business, and I raised my hand because I work for Uber Eats, and uh, and then I guess because I guess Grubhub and Uber Eats are rivals, so and I guess he sees me in my black shroud getup. I was wearing my custom Padres gold and black jersey, and I was wearing my bright powder blue Chargers cap, and I also had like probably black pants on or something. So, and he told everyone that I could beat him up in front of the whole crowd, and I thought that was hilarious. So, I like this guy. I hope I can see some of his shows later on, either whether in San Diego or in LA or something. I'll be bouncing back pretty much a lot between the two. Um, so Fast forward. Um, I I went to a comedy show last night at the brand new Mic Drop comedy in Claremont Mesa Boulevard. It used to be called um, what was it called? The Comedy Palace, and that one shut down years ago. And there was you know, great size parking lot, great facility, and they built this new place, the Mic Drop, and it opened up in early May. So a lot of these comics are coming through. Great facility. If you go outside, you get a feel of like maybe Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter, that weird cat. So, and they have like a portraits of all these comics, these really great comics, and they're in portraits, and they're all along a wall. And if you turn down the lights a bit, you'll see what looks like hanging from the ceiling. It's like three microphones, and they're all lighted and light. So that's pretty cool. There's nice ambiance to it too. So I was there. This is gonna be the first of many events I'm gonna be there. Last night I was there for the San Diego Comedy League, hosted by Benji Reyes and Mikey Garcia. And this is part of their Up Comedy Show production. So they usually do like a, you know, like a tournament playoff format. You get to judge on the comics, and whoever gets the most points, the top four will move on to like the next round at other comedy clubs and stuff throughout San Diego. So yeah, overall, it was a good night. Um, most of the comics were pretty funny. Some had a bit of dark humor. Um, what I really liked was so the stage actually has a nice setup. You have like a mantle, you got like candles, pictures. You have a picture of like maybe the weird cat from Alice in Wonderland. So you get a lot of like a purple vibe, and you know, I was totally digging it. And we had um you had what was it? Hirsch, Sarah Hirsch, um, Hirschberger, I believe. Um, she was super funny. Um, she was talking about her neighbors and um, um, hold on, let me make sure. Yes, Sarah Hirschberger. So she talked about you know, hearing her neighbors having sex, and then she was kind of funny. I liked it. Um, yeah, I think she mentioned how one of them had like um, a cat throwing up sound while they're having sex, and then um, uh, that was super funny because she was comparing it to like three different types of neighbors. One of them, I think she said like texted her neighbor like, "What positions were you doing?" so so yeah, a lot of funny stuff. There's also um, I'm getting a phone call from my podcast partner. um, uh, yes, that's my ringtone, guys. Let's let it run through, guys. Okay. Um, we have Samantha Schwimmer. She has she's funny. She does have a little bit of dark humor, but I actually thought it was pretty good. It was a good balance. Um, Super funny. I um I like her stand up, and I can't wait to see more of her stand up and see what else she got going on. Um, and then who else? There was this new comic I haven't heard of, Peter Marshall. Super funny guy, and he actually got voted funniest of the whole lineup. And I actually did vote him as the funniest in my top four, which you're supposed to do. You're supposed to text in your top four. Number one would be given 4 points. Number two would be given 3 points. Number three would be given 2 points, and number four would be given 1 point. Um, so Peter had talked about how, technically he is Hispanic, Latino, and how you can get away with it. um, so he has a lot of funny material last night, and what, going forward, I think I'm gonna see how he is going forward. So I look forward to his future shows. There was one comic. He's kind of intense, and his name was Mike Bentley. So he has some funny stuff, but he was kind of unapproachable, and okay, so we have 2 seconds left in regulation. And they're looking at a play where they're looking over a play where a pass was caught and the Chargers receiver had rolled out of bounds with 2 seconds left. And because if it is a catch, the ball will be placed at the 17-yard line with 2 seconds left, down by 7, 29-22. Otherwise, if this was an incomplete pass, you got to put the ball back. So pretty intense. But yeah, Chris Bentley, he seemed like a kind of a cool guy, but still kind of standoffish. So, oh, my bad. It was a 12-yard line. Okay. Um, so who else do I remember? Jennifer Hudson. She's trying to become a lawyer, or was looking for jobs as a lawyer. So she was at a job interview, supposedly before this stand-up last night, and said that she prepared more for the stand-up than she did for the lawyer job. Awesome. Chargers touchdown with no time left in regulation. Hmm. I'm glad that the Chargers did go for the tie, but part of me was thinking, like, should the Chargers should have gone for two? Because like you are going to try to depend on your defense, who did an okay job, but they can't stop the run. So I don't know. I mean, I still like the decision, and we had chances to win too. So um yep, tie game, 29-29, going to overtime. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Jennifer Hudson, she has some funny material about, oh, she took edibles before she went to a Padres game, and she was tripping out because she was trying to Google what happens when you eat like 4 edibles, and all it said was, um, that's not good. So you got to wait till tomorrow, supposedly. So yeah, she talked about how her niece was saying that she wasn't as intelligent as her mom. So, but I guess with the whole thing with the edibles, maybe the niece was kind of right. I actually thought that was pretty funny. That got a lot of laughs. So, um, I I also saw Erin Gonzalez. I've gone to quite a few of shows of hers and quite a few shows of her, and she's really funny. And I'm glad that she moved on to um, oops, um, hmm, um, I'm glad that she talked about going to the doctor and then how she, kind of like besties with her doctor, but the doctor doesn't feel the same way. I thought that was funny. Um, and then uh I just now remember that she didn't really talk that much about dating in her stand-up last night. So she's talking about more about the doctor thing. And and yeah, it was a super hilarious bit. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of her shows later. And it's always you know, um and then there was a like a family that was sat in front. You had the mom and dad and you had the daughter sitting in the front, and they were pretty much in a lot of the comics materials last night. So that was pretty cool, pretty fun. They mentioned like how many years they've been married, and then talked about what happened to the pet parakeet. um, so, like I said before, Peter was voted funniest comic of the night. Um, I actually had picked Aaron, I picked Peter, I picked Jessica, and I did pick Sarah um, as my top four. Um, uh, and then you got the headliner. Um, Jose Barrientos is a fellow Mermesa High alum. He graduated a couple of classes after me. I was 2001. I think he was 2004, 2003 or something. So it's kind of cool how he's been headlining a lot of shows throughout California. And then I actually didn't realize he was going to be there last night, actually, because I was expecting him to be. I'm going to meet him on Saturday down at the boxing club with Rachel Sterling. So he had a long set, funny guy, talked about his early hacking days, and then him being at Disneyland. Um, talk about his ex-wife. So a lot of good material. I was laughing the whole time. Um, so I got to talk to him for a little bit, took some pictures with him, took some pictures with Aaron Gonzalez, took some pictures with Jennifer Hudson. Um, so yeah, um, the waitresses and the main guy who runs the staffing, Eric. He was pretty cool. The waitress was pretty cool too. I actually look forward to going to the mic drop comedy quite a bit. Um, so I am going to another comedy show tonight, 8 o'clock, down at the I believe it's the Laugh Factory downtown or something. And then it is going to feature former UFC fighter Brandon Schwab. He has been guest featured on the Joe Rogan podcast show. He has some other podcasts going on, other projects going on. But hopefully I get to meet him tonight before or after his set. You know, people are telling me that his comedy may not be up to par, but he says he has new material, and I'm kind of curious to what he has to dish out tonight. So plus you get to meet a former UFC fighter, so that's already a shoe in for me to go. And then I'm going to the boxing club tomorrow night. It's going to be featuring Rachel Sterling, who I've been going to a lot of shows for, and Jose Barrientos again. Then there's a few other people there, so should be a good night Saturday. Um, I am a little cautious about going tomorrow because um so the production for tomorrow's boxing club is run by Up Comedy Shows, which is run by Benji Reyes. And the reason why I am a little cautious about going tomorrow because um, it's quite possible Benji Reyes is kind of mad at me. So, and apparently I've been banned from his Instagram accounts, and it was going pretty well after the show until I came home and I started to go through my pictures and I needed to tag the right people. And um, um, okay, got a text. I kind of had to let my buddy Dupree know that I'm going to be a little bit late unless we're going to meet up. Okay. What was I? So, um, so yeah, he's kind of pissed at me. And apparently, when I was tagging people in my stories and my post, um, I had, um, so I tagged pretty much everybody. The only thing I did not tag throughout this whole time, especially in the group photo, was Benji Reyes's personal IG account, which is to help, I guess, promote his comedy career. And I actually only tagged his company, the Up Comedy Show, and in the picture in question that I think Benji has an issue with, the person in the picture is actually his partner, Mikey Garcia. So that's the reason why I tagged him, and I didn't. And I know the whole thing was produced under Up Comedy Show, but I didn't tag Benji, his personal IG account, which was to help promote his comedy. Um, so yeah, and then Benji kind of goes on a rant. I'm not gonna disclose too much about what he said, other than the fact that I've been banned from future events posted, produced by Up Comedy Shows. So, and the reason why that I'm going to be a little bit cautious about going tomorrow is because Benji is still producing the show tomorrow that I already paid for. So I'm just gonna say here, guys, if you hear about in the news downtown, there's two guys fighting throughout downtown or something over Instagram, that's probably Benji and myself. So, I mean, supposedly I might be just simply be escorted out. I might get my refund, or I might get to stay for the whole show. So, we'll see what happens. Um, So enough about that. This kind of silly drama, but I'll tell you what's happening right now. Justin Herbert just passed Mike Williams, and Mike Williams got wide open, and the Chargers are in field goal range right now. It's 32-29 Raiders in overtime, and um, this was going to lead to a field goal for the Chargers to tie the game in overtime. But I don't like what's going to happen after this part. It's the part where the Raiders kick the game-winning field goal to win the game in overtime and go to the playoffs and leave the Chargers out in the dust, which so happens it led in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Oh, last time. So there wasn't a lot of baseball leading up until today. They just started to get back into it yesterday because they were part of their All-Star break festivities. You got the Home Run Derby, which is won by Juan Soto. Juan Soto, you might remember, he had turned down a 15-year contract worth $440 million. So it looks like there's going to be a big sweepstakes to see who will be able to trade for him. It's going to cost the whole farm, an arm and a leg, the kid a caboodle, whatever the term is. So I kind of want the Padres to trade for Juan Soto, but it's too high of a price, honestly. And who knows? It may not even work out for the team who gets him, right? But of course, the Giants and Dodgers are very likely to try to get him. So Juan Soto, I've been saying it throughout the whole home run derby. He actually kind of did the bare minimum to win the home run derby. He beat his first round opponent, Jose Ramirez, by 1 home run. There was a pass by Justin Herbert to Mike Williams where if he had just got a little grip on that football, Mike Williams would have caught the game-winning touchdown in overtime, beat the Raiders. But unfortunately, you got to kick a field goal. All right. So yeah, Juan Soto beat Jose Ramirez by 1. And then it was only like 17-16 or something, or 18-17. So second round, Juan Soto beat Albert Pujols, who just so happens to be the top home run guy in all of Major League Baseball. Kyle Schwarber somehow didn't get into enough of a groove to get more home runs than Albert Pujols, and they actually had a Schwarber Pujols swing off, and Albert Pujols still had it in him, and he beat Kyle Schwarber. Big upset. But it kind of made it easier for Juan Soto. Juan Soto only needed 1 more home run than Albert Pujols, and I think he only got up to like another 19. So now you have his opponent in the final, which was young rising superstar Julio Rodriguez, who just so happens to have 32 home runs in the first round. He beat who did he beat? I think his name was Corey Seager. I think he beat him 32-25. And then Julio Rodriguez got to face off with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso won the last 2 home run derbies, and he's trying to go for a third one, but unfortunately, Pete Alonso cannot match the 31 home runs hit by Julio Rodriguez. So you got Julio Rodriguez going up against Juan Soto. And because they see these batters from 1 to 8, Juan Soto had the better seed in, so he gets to go second. And then Julio Rodriguez had the worst seed. I think he was the number 6. Juan was number 4. So Julio had to go first. And all Julio can muster was 18 home runs. So given that he hit 32 home runs in the first round, 31 in the second round, and he hit 18 in the third round, the final, that was a total of 81 home runs. Oh my gosh. But given that Julio was starting to slow down, the 18 home runs that was hit by Julio, all Juan Soto needed was 19 home runs. And given that Juan Soto only hit like 17, 18 in the first couple of rounds, all he needed was just 19 home runs. And guess what? Juan Soto got 19 home runs. So Juan Soto didn't hit more than 60 home runs in the entire home run derby, while Julio hit 81. So in a way, it's kind of unfair, but if you're always going to reset it every round and you be consistent about it, I mean, each round is its own, right? But the fact that Julio hit 81 and Juan only hit less than 60, uh, it's kind of a weird thing about the home run derby, but oh well. I actually did pick Juan Soto to win the home run derby, which I was right. Um, so the Padres are playing the New York Mets. Today is the beginning of a 3-game series, and this is the start of their second half of their season. Padres are 10.5 games behind LA Dodgers, but I don't think the Padres are going to catch the Dodgers for the NL West Division Championship. So Padres will be going after and try to hold their spot in the wild card, and let's see how well the Padres do. So, all right. Oh, I was going to mention, if I didn't already mention it already, I tried out this Super California Burrito from La Palapas in, I guess it's a Moraga Avenue. Um, it's I guess it's some part of Claremont Drive, kind of. So you have to get off to 52, and you need to get off of I think it's like Claremont Drive, and then it is kind of tucked in between some of the residences, but it becomes kind of a mini plaza. So I had the Pollo Taco, pretty good size, and then also had the Super California Burrito. I was trying to use my restaurant.com $10 off deal. Unfortunately, when I got there, they told me that that was actually belonging to the old ownership, so I couldn't use it. So I need to exchange it out for another restaurant for $10. But it's okay. I want to try out the food. And I gotta say, despite that little mishap, the food was pretty good, and I actually looked like, I had food coma from the burrito. So good stuff. I also tried out the California burrito from El Pueblo. I've been going there for the $1.09 fish tacos, which I thought it was only for Tuesdays, but apparently it could be every day. It's $1.09, and it's actually not a small fish taco. It's actually a decent sized one. So those are pretty good too. I did. I don't know if I said this last time, but I did try the fish sandwich from Grub Burger Bar. Good stuff. Um, it was good from beginning to end. I also tried some buffalo boneless wings as well from Grub Burger Bar. It was good. And then this past last night I actually had an In-N-Out burger, 2 of them, double meats, and I actually added in a milkshake, which was vanilla and strawberry, half and half. Good stuff. All right. I'm gonna end it here, guys. Have a fun weekend, everybody. Do a lot of fun and safe stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. Next time you'll see me, I'll talk more about the results of the UFC London and how well the Padres will be doing this weekend. So, yeah, and more stuff about reviewing for comedy shows. So, yeah, that's me. Food reviews, sports reviewing, and comedy show reviewing. So, yeah. All right. This is Tiggy Maximus signing off, guys. Bye. Go Lakers. Go Chargers. Go Padres. And go Aztecs. Bye, guys. Au revoir. Aloha.